Want to hear about one of the most epic ass whoopings delivered by one of our presidents? Ever curious as to who has survived the most assassination attempts? Find out all the details to these fun and wacky subjects next on Technically a Conversation. Greetings, super friends. Welcome to yet another edition of Technically a Conversation. Here, we take turns with each other, sharing new things we've learned, and hope that you find it interesting as well. I'm one half of your hosts, Isela. Joining me as always is the always funny Jose. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
I feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on me to be funny.
Okay. Next time I'm going to introduce you as the sometimes boring.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, oh, great.
Yeah, you got to give people low expectations and then wow them.
That's probably best, though. I hate when I usually tell people like, oh my God, you're going to love this, whatever, dessert. And then, they're expecting like fireworks in their mouth. And then it's just like, eh.
Yeah, I've experienced that with few girlfriends. They're expecting fireworks and they're... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, gross. Oh, wow. We did not even make it 5 minutes in. Anyway. So before we get started, I wanted to remind everybody about the ongoing contest. As we've been mentioning, we have just crossed 1,600 listens. What? This is awesome. If you could help us grow our listener base by leaving us a review, of course, hopefully a favorable one. And thank you to those who have already left us a review. Remember, if you leave us a review, send us a screenshot to one of our many socials. And you can find all the details at technicallyaconversation.com to win your very own. What are they winning, Jose?
A sexy, Technically a Conversation shirt.
Ooh. Ever so sassy.
That's right.
Cool. So you have some shout outs.
We have 2 shout outs this week, Elena and Erica. The double E for excellent.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for spreading the word on your socials. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, you ladies always rock. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're becoming our favorite super friends.
Yes. As always, because you guys are always helping us out. We appreciate it.
We really do.
Diving on into our conversation this week, I'm going to start off with a question. It could be a little personal, Jose, so you let me know if this is too much to answer. But you don't have to answer if you're uncomfortable.
Okay.
Did you ever see your dad or maybe like an uncle or someone in your family get into a physical fight?
Not personally, no. I have heard about them fighting, but I've never actually seen them fight.
Do you mind sharing like what had taken place?
That I will skip. I'll tell you off the show, but that I will skip.
Okay. No, that's totally fine. I can completely share a story where my dad was unfortunately the person in this, story, which is why I was like, hey, I wonder if he has any stories like that. So my dad beat up this man, but I feel like I can hardly describe him as a man, and you'll see why I say that in a second.
Is it a big gorilla like me?
He beat up a gorilla, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to set the scene first, though, so you can really picture this wackiness properly. It's my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary. Big celebration where like a bunch of family came into town. I mean, a hall was rented, the whole 9 yards. After we got to the photographers, we were going to have like all the family take professional photos. We were waiting in the parking lot for everybody else to arrive, and we're just kind of like hanging out. And then while we're hanging out, my cousin frantically runs up to my dad's side of the truck where my dad was just hanging out and tells us that her boyfriend hit her.
Oh, shit.
So now you see why I can hardly call that guy a man. But, my dad was all he needed to hear was that. And so he's like, step aside, step aside. Of course, this is all in Spanish. And so she gets back a little bit. He walks out in my dad's suit, right? He walks out and he walks over to the guy, pulls him out of the window while he's saying, it's so crazy, while he's saying, "You hit my niece." I think that was more of like, a good warning, like why you're about to get this beat down, So, pobre cabrón. He really didn't get a chance to even say anything, but my dad pulls him out and just starts kind of like wailing on him. And of course, my mom runs out. It was mayhem, but like the guy kind of had it coming. I don't really condone violence. I should have started with that. But in the interest of self-defense and stuff like that, kind of had it coming. But I remember thinking, whoa, my dad is a tough dude. And also like how nice of him to at least stand up for my niece because nobody else was standing up for her. And then also I was like, what a jerk boyfriend. So many things. But today we're going to have a fun history lesson that involves an older man. One might say that people looked up to him because of who he happened to be. He was one of our early presidents.
Abraham Lincoln?
No. Although that would be cool if I found a cool story like that.
Well, he used to be a wrestler. Did you know that?
He was a wrestler? How old is that sport? Shut up.
I don't know, but at least as old as when Abraham Lincoln was around.
I thought he suffered from like depression and all this. Poor guy. Wow.
No, he had epilepsy.
We're talking about the Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, Honest Abe.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's going to be a podcast for sure.
Some might argue the last good Republican president we had.
That's so funny.
But yeah, he had epilepsy and he was also a wrestler. He was a tough guy.
Yeah, this is exciting. I want to hear more about this later. Our cool lesson in history takes place on January 30th, 1835, 187 years ago. A good old ass whooping took place. Andrew Jackson was leaving a congressional funeral held in the House chamber of the Capitol building. An unemployed house painter by the name of Richard Lawrence came up to our then president and tried to assassinate him. The wild thing is that the gun misfired. The audacity of the act really infuriated the president, and he was pissed and immediately started to beat his ass with a walking cane. So as if this story isn't like already like legendary in itself, it gets better. Lawrence, probably the freshly bruised Lawrence, pulls out a second loaded gun. Like, joder. And Senor Lawrence, like, your thoroughness is noted, sir. But alas, the gods of thoroughness and fate laughed at Lawrence because even the second gun misfired. Isn't that pretty wild?
That's crazy. Was that back in the day where you had to put the gunpowder and then you had to put the pellet and then you had to get that little stick to, I guess, to pack it down or something?
I don't think so. It was like a legit Derringer gun or something like that is what it was called. But if you're anything like me, you are probably thinking, what are the odds of not just one, but two guns misfiring? I have your answer. 1 in 125,000. The Smithsonian actually did the calculation, which I thought was really cool.
Is that number adjusted for inflation?
Inflation and in metric units.
Excellent.
If Andrew Jackson survived 2 failed attempts, or, well, I guess it would be 1, but 2, really, failed assassination attempts, it got me curious, who has survived the most assassination attempts?
My boy, Rasputin.
Oh my God. Okay.
The man who will not die.
How many did he really have, though? I know he had a shit ton.
I think he had like 9, but that might be hyperbole.
Well, 9 is how many times 50 Cent got shot, so that puts him on the 50 Cent level.
Yeah, that's truly the man who will not die.
Yeah. If anything, he gets rich.
Yeah.
So I will tell you after we come back from commercial. Bum, bum, bum. I love it.
Hunger pains got you down? Do you feel so hangry that you could tear your city apart looking for satisfaction? Don't let your hunger shapeshift you into a rage-induced tantrum. If you're in need of a quick snack to curb your hunger, reach for Choco's Cookie Snack. Each individually wrapped package comes with 2 cookies. Each cookie consists of a delightfully sweet sugary cream sandwiched between 2 scrumptious chocolate-flavored wafers. Perfect for sharing or carrying in your pocket or purse. Whether you're on the move or relaxing after a long day, you don't have to compromise flavor for convenience. For fans of our mouth-watering sugary cream, give our new double stuffed Chocos a try. Double the cream, double the taste, double the love. Find Choco Cookie Snacks at all Schultz groceries, Kent General Stores, Fort Man department stores, or wherever fine snacks or confectionaries are sold. Choco Cookie Snacks. So delicious, they're out of this world.
And we're back. I know I said I was going to reveal, but we're actually going to work our way up to the person who has survived the most assassination attempts. Not a lie, just working our way up to it.
Okay.
Yasser Arafat also survived 2 attempts that I actually wanted to mention because it was kind of interesting in itself. But in 1985, his home was bombed.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was super nuts. Let me tell you how he survived. Get this. He went out for a morning jog. So while he went out for a morning jog, boom, bomb is dropped. He survived.
You really got to want to kill somebody if you're going to drop a bomb on them, though.
Right.
They weren't fucking around with guns or anything in this one.
Dude, yeah. And no mames, that's fucking suerte, dude. That's our surprise Spanish phrase. Suerte is luck. I'm not going to translate the first part because it's pretty derogatory, but that that is some serious luck. I agree with you. Somebody was not fucking around. And also, deep in my heart, since I'm a runner, I would love to point out that a morning jog saved a life. See?
The first and only time.
I'm sure there's another. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kidding. No.
Turns out Lincoln survived 5 other assassination attempts before his final attempt that he did not survive. He was almost knifed, or as they say in our hood, shanked. 50 Cent, since we were talking about him, he somehow survived being shot 9 times. On his own Instagram, he posted that in 2000, his orthopedic surgeon sued 50 because he skipped out on a $32,000 bill.
That's why he's rich.
Right. Because he's never paying his bills.
Yeah.
Also, what the hell kind of doctor is that he's hiring like all these assassins? That's a crazy account receivable tactic, sir.
Also, it was the doctor that sent the person to murder him?
That's what he posted, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that nuts, dude?
That's super crazy.
I completely agree.
I think he's working with the mafia or some shit in that.
All right. In a Hot 97 article, I read that it did specify that the bullet in his left cheek is actually the reason why he has his distinctive slur. And his first song was like such a great score to my college Saturday nights, the blurred memories of my Saturday nights. Of the whole, go shawty, it's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday. So without 50 Cent, I mean, how weird would my Saturday nights have been?
You would have had to have settled for Jay-Z or something.
Oh, yeah. That's a very good one, though. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I like 50 Cent more than Jay-Z, so.
Oh, interesting. Getting to know you a little bit more. We're going to end our suspense for the man with the most assassination attempts, Fidel Castro. Let's take a guess. How many assassination attempts do you think he has survived?
1 million assassination attempts.
I like that you put your pinky up to your mouth.
Like Dr. Evil?
Yes, exactly. He didn't survive quite a million of them, but he did survive over 600 attempts.
Oh, shit.
Dude, right? You thought you had haters? This is a lot of haters. The information comes from a very reputable source, CNN. The article is titled, Fidel Castro survived 600 assassination attempts, officials say. There are several articles that cited 638 attempts, to be exact. Reportedly, there was the majority were from the CIA.
That I believe.
Yes, that I completely believe. In one of the articles, it also breaks down, which I thought was kind of cool, every president that tried and how many assassination attempts. Ronald Reagan coming in with 127.
Seriously?
Yes, that's a lot. I mean, not him himself, but under his administration. Just as a reminder, Fidel Castro was a communist leader of Cuba from 1959 to 2008. He even had the mob after him. So again, if you get the mob after you, I think that's just like bad news bears right there.
Bad news bears indeed.
Yeah. And the way he got the mob after him was because the mob had paid off Cuban officials to allow them, the mob, to operate hotels, brothels, casinos, all the fun stuff. I'm sure. I'm just kidding. 90 miles south of Florida. So it was not on U.S. territory, so it was right in Fidel Castro's range. But Fidel channeled his inner Miley Cyrus and he came in like a wrecking ball. And he put an end to all of that. The mob tried to kill him, and the CIA also had been trying to kill him. CIA and the mob even teamed up. And that's no lie.
Yeah, that's like when you would see Hulk Hogan team up with Macho Man or something.
Yeah, Macho Man Randy.
Yeah. Two people that didn't really like each other, but it's oh shit, they're teaming up to fight Andre the Giant and Haku or something.
Right. It's the what's the phrase, if you can't beat them, join them type of thing.
That's right.
Y'all, I have to tell you about some of these straight up wacky attempts that were listed. Cyanide pills in a milkshake, but it didn't work because the pill stuck to the freezer shelf and broke. Also gives new meaning to a killer milkshake. Or you know how people say that dessert is to die for. That's literally in that sense, which is really awful.
Yeah, that milkshake didn't bring the boys to the block.
Did not bring the boys to the yard.
Or the yard. There you go.
Yeah. Or the block. Yeah. Potato.
Sorry, it's Jenny who's from the block.
Jenny is from the block, yes. Look at you all hip with the pop stuff. Other weird ass attempts were exploding cigars. I think I saw that cartoon. Exploding seashells, because he was an avid diver. It didn't feel like I was reading a list that was the brain baby of the CIA. It really read more of the brain baby of Wile E. Coyote or something. It was so weird.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's all these things sound like shit from Acme, whatever the company was called.
Dude, that's so funny. My first original part of the script was Acme. And I was I wonder if people are going to think I'm saying acne. Anyway, that was why I changed it to Wile E. Coyote. Anywho, at one point, Fidel had fallen in love with a woman. She turned to be an assassin, again with the cyanide pills. The pill was hidden in her face cream. And as she was trying to get it out, she realized that it eventually dissolved. So she didn't have anything to give him. He somehow figured it out that she was supposed to kill him. I'm thinking perhaps she was mumbling around too much in the bathroom. Who knows? But according to her book, he said, as she came out, "Are you here to kill me?" And he gave her his loaded gun. Not a euphemism, my dirty bird friends. Instead, she collapsed in his arms, and then they made sweet assassin love.
As one does.
And then the euphemism comes in. He survived all the attempts and he ended up dying at 90 years old, which is really wild that he would die of natural causes. This feels like the biggest FU to all like CIA, to the mob, everybody that was conspiring against him. I don't know how you would feel even with one assassination attempt, but I think I would be so freaked out.
I already feel like people don't like me to begin with.
What?
And if they tried to assassinate me 600 times, like I think that would just reinforce that idea.
Yeah. After how many attempts do you have to, it's very like the Chris Rock joke. Do you have to think to yourself, maybe I'm an asshole? Like maybe I got to rethink my life or my choices in life. In fact, when I was reading about the Yasser Arafat attempts, he had even admitted in one of the interviews that after that night, he could not sleep in the same place 2 nights in a row. He had to constantly keep moving because he was just afraid.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
That sounds awful. That just sounds completely awful. This actually concludes our very cool history lessons. Hopefully you found them interesting. Should we listen to our voicemail?
We should. And since we got a voicemail, this is actually the second week in a row we get a voicemail from her.
Ooh.
We should name Elena our super friend of the week.
Yay, Elena, our super friend of the week. Very cool.
Here goes the voicemail.
Hey, y'all. It's me, super friend again, Elena, calling from El Chuco. And I just wanted to say that I was a little sad to hear that I was not part of the original Google Plus group, as I did go to that cookout that y'all were talking about, which was the second meeting. And so, yeah. Anyway, love the show, and just continue what you all are doing. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you so much for that voicemail, Elena.
Yes, thank you for calling in. You know what? I am really sad that I did not name you. You're right. More importantly, though, you were always at the ever fun beer tastings.
Yes.
We even did the silly tattoos, the little temporary tattoos. That was really where it counted, girl.
Yeah, no, and I'll take the blame for that, but I actually have a good reason why I didn't invite her to the first few.
Okay.
The cookout that she went to was actually like the second annual one that we had.
Oh, shit.
But like the first few hangouts that we initially had, I didn't invite her. And it's not because I wanted to be a jerk,
Right.
but it's just because these were all people that neither of us had ever met before.
Oh.
And since, she had my godson, Adan, he was like really little. He was like 3 or 4 or something. I was like, okay, I need to make sure that these people are like legit. They're not like any pedos or somebody crazy. So I said, I'll go to like the first few hangouts, kind of get a feel of these people and see how they are. And then if I feel like they're cool, then I'll start inviting them.
Well, that's very smart.
The very first thing I ever did at my house since I met you, I did invite you. Remember when we did the slip and slide?
Oh, yeah. That was so much fun. Yes.
You were the only person from like the Google Plus group that I invited at that time, because you were the one that I knew the best. And, we had already hung out and we had talked like pretty much every day. So I felt pretty comfortable that you weren't crazy.
Thank goodness. Yeah. Little did you know later that I was. I'm just kidding.
You're the good kind of crazy.
Yeah. I did feel honored that you allowed me to like meet all your family and like your close friends. I know your friend had come in. Oh my God. Who was the one from Albuquerque?
Brian?
Brian. Okay. Yeah. So there was a lot of really cool people that you'd introduced me to. That was cool.
That's the reason, Elena. I guess I was kind of a jerk in a way by not inviting you, but I did it with the best intentions.
Yes, with good intentions. He was looking out for you, girl, which is what a brother should do.
That's right.
Well, we hope that you've been entertained by our lovely chat, and join us again next week. If you're enjoying the show, please leave us a review, tell a friend, and subscribe wherever all these awesome podcasts are sold. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all the socials at Greetings TAC. Email us at greetingstac@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 915-317-6669. If you have a fun story or assassination attempt to share with us.
I'm the man who will not die.
Rasputin.